Hi everyone. This is living. This is expressing. And I want this video to be not only about that, but about you and that. I want this to be about why is it that you fail when you aim for something, that you have a goal that we call success when we reach. So I'm Hilde Larsen. I'm a health and mindset coach. I'm an author of 3 books. They're called From Health to Inspired, Know the Tools and Get Healthy, and No More Bullshit. I'm also a speaker. I'm a detox specialist, and most of all, I'm a life enthusiast. Now, talking about losing, winning, failure, success, there are a lot of connotations to those words, and I don't want you to get caught in the trap that this isn't really about winning or losing, because let's get real. You're sick. You want to get healthy. It's about getting healthy. That's the ultimate goal. If it wasn't, you wouldn't even be doing this. If you were sitting on something that hurt you, ultimately, after you sat there long enough and it was hurting bad enough, you would want to get out, off of that butt. You would want to get up. And that's what this is about. Most of us, we don't get moving until it gets really hurtful. Now, why don't we succeed? Why are you failing when you're trying to elevate your health, when you're jumping onto a new regime, when you're deciding even, putting down a goal saying, heck yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do like I see other people do, like me. I was diagnosed with severe rheumatoid arthritis and I was bedridden for years. I had Lyme's disease, ulcers, anxiety, depression that came from medication. The anxiety came from medication. It was a downward spiral. I've been there. I've laid in bed. I've had no hope. But the thing is this, I knew one thing. I knew one thing, that I could do this. So the ultimate thing, the only one thing that I see standing in the way of success for you or anyone else, for me, is, do you believe you can? Because there is this saying, either you believe you can or you believe you can't. Both ways, you are right. How about that? So what do you believe? That's the thing that's going to lead you to the goals that you set. Now, if you really believe that you can do it, you're going to set high goals, right? I was dying, and I'm not saying that as I was dying because I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick. No, I was literally dying. The meds were killing me. My body was so inflamed, I could not hardly breathe. I could not open my jaw. I could not move. I couldn't get to the bathroom. That's how bad it got. But I believed and I knew that I was going to do that. So I aimed high. I aimed for health when nobody believed I could. When the establishment said, no, you're cray-cray. When family said, you're cray-cray-cray. When you only have yourself and a few, thank God for my hubby and my children. I don't know if they believed it, but at least they were like, whatever you want, Mom. We'll be here as good as we can. Now, that's the winning element. That's what's going to put you into the goal that is up for success. Because you see this, people don't fail because they don't reach their goals. That's the way I see it. They fail because the goals that they set were so low, or they didn't really set any or believe in any. So if you're thinking you can only get a little better, you're not going to do everything that's needed to prove to yourself more than just that. You're just going to get a little better. That's when you allow all the self-sabotage. And it's not that self-sabotage is a conscious choice. I don't think that. Although I think that we can use it as a pillow and a crutch and a band-aid to say, oh, I'm self-sabotaging myself. Like if that is a cute thing. Well, it is cute if you think being sick is cute. If not being able to do what you want with your body. If not being able to dance when nobody told you you could even talk, even walk. If you think that's cute. If you think it's cute to be in constant pain or to walk around medicated for an autoimmune disease that doesn't even exist. Yes. Of course the symptoms exist. I've been there. But the autoimmune in itself doesn't exist. It's not reality. It's just a set of symptoms. put together and then put a name on it. And then you're told you can never get well from it. That's the fad. That's the bad lie. That's the false belief. And if you buy into that, you're not aiming for success, you see. I was so ready to go. I was ready to die for it. So I had no alternative in my head. I was going. So I was so sure I was going to make it. I put everything in there. I was ready to die for it. I would put my life on the line. That's what I literally said to my husband when I sat down. When I came home from university one day, I quit my business. That was a terrible day. I quit my business. I built my business. I was an interior architect. I was a builder. I had a great success. I was designing cruise ships and hotels, bars and restaurants. I had a lot of fun with that. But I was so sick, I had to put everything down. Now, I thought that I had to keep going. I thought that I had to keep going because I thought that what I were was what I created, what I achieved, what I accomplished in the physical world. That's how numbed down I was. That's how far I was from me. So I moved on to university, taking probably the most challenging study there is of being in journalism. Got in top of my class, of course. You know, achiever. Never, never, never letting down. Luckily, you could use that if you're one of those. And you know what? When clients come to me, it never fails. I see the strongest genes. A lot of men, but I have to tell you, mostly it's women in their 40s and 50s and 60s, got the strongest genes, got a heck of a willpower that they've been using to drive against that wall that they're hitting, and they keep on pounding and pounding and pounding. And even though you feel like crap, you're getting up and you're making dinner. You feel like crap and you're going to the party, or you're throwing a party, and you're putting up appearance, and you're putting on makeup, and you're putting on your best clothes, and you look like you're okay. So when you fall down, people don't even know that you were ever that bad. So this is the strength that I had. I was just going and going and going, but I was using it for my own fall. I was just using it to getting the car to speed up against that wall. So when it hits you, it's like almost death, or at least it feels like it. So I was going to school, and in between classes, I was throwing up. I was so darn sick and medicated, mind you. Professionally medicated, taken care of by those that I trusted. Now, that's not what this is about, but I'm just telling you, this is authenticity. This is the story. This is life that we're living. This is about empowerment for yourself or not. Your choice, always our choice, and we have to own that too. So I came home one day and it was like, it was enough. The night before, I'd had this dream that this big barrel of syringes, because I put shots into my own stomach of medicine and Brel. I dreamt that it blew up. It just blew up. And it startled me, and it kept my whole day. It was like that dream. All the medications just blew up on my face. And I was throwing up in between classes, and I was feeling so sick. I just went home. On the way home in the car, I called my teacher, the speaker, and I said, I'm not coming back. I sat down in the living room, and I just sat there. I think I sat there for 4 hours. My husband came home from work, and he said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm just sitting here. Okay. He did a couple of chores. He came back, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm actually going to lay down here now. And I'm going to stop all of my medications, and I'm going to lay here until one out of two things happen. Either I die, or I make it. Either I die, or I get healthy, and I don't care which, because I can't do this. He's like, okay. Okay. That's what we want to do. I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. So I just laid there. I stopped everything, and lo and behold, my body now got the capacity to show me how sick I really was. I was naked. I was me. I was reality. And that's when my fight started. And I put it all in there because I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this halfway. I'm not going to try. I'm going to do it. And either I die or I make it. And that's the determination that we need. First of all, we need to believe that we can actually do it. And then we have to be willing to invest. And I'm not telling you, you have to invest with your life. Now that would be crazy, wouldn't it? You have children to take care of, and you have a purpose here, and you have a beautiful life here. But it's the energy of being willing to give it your all. When you say, I'm willing to die for it or give it all, I did die for it. I went through the dark night of the soul. My ego died, or a big part of it. I don't think, you'd ever want everything to die. We're here in duality. But I went through a transformation that I wouldn't even believe was possible if I read the book. If I watched the video, I wouldn't still believe it was possible. But to be able to get there, to be able to really reach for that high goal, you have to surrender. You have to be willing to surrender to everything that you don't know. So if you're looking for stuff that you know, people come to me all the time, Hilde, where can I read more about what you're talking about? As if reading about it somewhere else is going to make it more valid. As if someone else wrote it down, other than me, or other than Mr. Pearson that wrote a book here, then it makes it more true. It doesn't. We're all just people telling you what we experience, what we know. That is science. And if you're looking for science as to if you're going to get healthy, now where would a book be written about that? Nowhere. Your life is your book. You're writing it. But first, we have to stop and be willing to take in the new, to take in the possibility that this is actually possible, happening, potential. And it has to do with worthiness. Are you worthy of this big change? What is it that you want? Do you need another job? What are you willing to do for it? Are you willing to go with little for a little while? Are you willing to educate yourself more? Are you willing to move? Are you willing to scale down to get there? Are you willing to wait for the ROI? For the return on that investment? I was willing to wait 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I didn't care until I get better. I was willing, as long as that was where I was going. Can you imagine if I would have said, well, I'm going to try this thing called healing. I'm going to try to be good to myself and to let my body heal for 3 years. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to back to be miserable. Excuse me. I'm going to be back to be miserable. Well, if I would have done that, I wouldn't have been standing in front of you right now. I would literally have been dead. See? That's not an option when you want something, when it's necessary for you to thrive and have a beautiful life. If it's not, forget it. If it's not worth it, forget it. But I want to inspire you who really have a desire within you to have a life that looks different from what it looks right now. And even those of you who want it different can be sometimes someone that has it pretty good. It's about perception. And this is why I love mindset coaching. This is why I see that when clients come to me, yes, we start with diet. Yes, we look at the parasites and the Epstein-Barr and the fungus, and we look at the intestines and we heal up everything, and we look at herbs and we look at detoxification and lymphatic system. Of course we do that. It's a given. You can't continue smoking thinking someone's going to heal you from lung cancer. It's ridiculous. So you do that, but the thing is, it's always about the mindset. It's always about the mindset. It's about, are you willing to do it or not? Can you do it or not? Are you willing to step out? How much do you want it? So it's about setting the goal high enough so that when you achieve it, you're there. Don't aim for something that's halfway, because you're worth it all, you see. So keywords here: aiming high enough, being willing to go for it, setting the bar, knowing that you can do it, making the choice, having faith, trust in yourself, decide that. You know, trust is a decision. You can train yourself to trust. Did you know that? I mean, I had a monkey mind. It was constantly going off on me because I was a studier, intellect, smart, top of my class, high grades. Yay. Look where it got me. Look where it got me. And it continued into studying nutrition, getting my certifications as a coach, as a detox specialist. I kept on going and going, and that's been good. But the thing is, it's my experience. That's valid right here. It's my experience. And it's about letting the mind stop and allowing the experience to come in. Finding the trust comes from a different source. It comes from the heart. It's a connection to the universe, to God, whatever you want to call it, to nature, if you want to call it that. That's where real trust and faith comes from. It doesn't come from the intellect. Yes, you can believe in something just because if you believe in science, or if you read someone or many enough people say this is the way, then you can believe it enough to try it. But it's never something to put your life on line for. It will always be you and your connection. Because either, even though we're the same, made up the same, we've had different lives. We have different parents. We've lived different places. We have different weaknesses in the body, glands and organs. So we're so unique in our own being, our soul purpose, our karma, all unique, our blueprints, all unique. But again, we have the common ground. We need to believe. We need to aim high to get there. So this, I hope, will be a message for you today to remember that either you think you can or you think you can't. You will be right. So what is it? What do you choose? Thank you for being here. Again, I'm Hilde Larsen. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Check me out on Facebook. Become a member. You can find it all on my website, InspiredByHilde.com. Aim high. Go for it. I mean, I did, and I wasn't supposed to be walking. And life is beautiful. You create it. Thank you.